the in-laws. I am in the water and the waves are calm, but the nimbus clouds are coming out of nowhere once again, clenching their hard fists and pointing their gnarled fingers in my direction. Normally, I swim with the tide, the hands of the waves behind me, pushing me toward the safety of shore. But today, there's an undertow, a riptide that I cannot see, trying to drag me under, trying to pull me away. I am usually a strong swimmer, but the pulse of this water is fierce. It wants to win. She pushes me under. I hold my breath for as long as I can until I surface and scramble for air. Swiftly, I stroke against the angry cobalt waves, rowing toward the sand, finally rising to my feet to catch my breath. I have survived this angry storm. Tomorrow I will venture into these waters again, even though the tide may take a moody turn, attempting to make me once again its innocent prisoner.
After 3 months of dog walking and doing errands for my clients, I knew the day would finally come that I would have to do an errand that involved me running into some of the familiar faces from my less than halcyon days at Lewis, Dommel, and Fennick. You see, I was a lawyer at that firm. I was dating one of my coworkers. I know, not a great idea. His name was Jim Danvers, but I really liked him and I saw a future with him. I have this sister. She's got the long, beautiful legs and the big boobs. Well, they were purchased by an ex-boyfriend. And she can't seem to hold a permanent job, so she lives with me rent-free. So I came home around 9 p.m. because usually Jim comes over about 10 p.m. And I'm putting my key in the door and I hear giggling. There's my sister in my bed with Jim. I I threw them out and then I proceeded to throw up for about an hour. Then I stayed in bed for a whole week. Now I'm on a 6 month leave. Well, one of the people whose dog I walk and who I do errands for said to me, like it was no big deal, can you take this to my lawyer's office? Ah, that's where I used to work. Oh no. So I'm off on my bike to a place where I used to wear pantsuits and heels, wearing this bike helmet.
Rose? Rose Feller? How are you?
Fine,
Hey, we heard that you were on leave.
I am.
Oh, would you like to have lunch?
I should really get going.
Oh, no, it'll be fine. We can go to the Oyster House. It's fancy, so we can pretend we're important.
Not with me dressed like this.
Ah, no, it's fine. You've been there, right?
No.
No? What's right around the corner? Great view of the bay. Come on, let's go. See, what did I tell you about that view of the bay? Isn't that great? Mm. We'll have 2 bowls of clam chowder and an order of fried scallops, please.
You always order for strangers?
Whenever I can. You ever hear of food envy?
No, what's that?
Oh, that's when you go to a restaurant and order food and then they bring somebody else's order out and it looks like 10 times better than what you ordered.
Yeah, that does happen a lot. Yeah.
Not to me. I am an expert orderer, a master of the menu. Go ahead, try me. I'm never wrong.
Okay. London,
The city or the restaurant?
the restaurant.
Ah, you get salt and pepper squid roast duck with sweet ginger, and white chocolate cheesecake for dessert.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Come on, try me again. Come on.
Okay, Penang, the new Malaysian restaurant in Chinatown.
Uh, Coconut white rice, roasted chicken, and those summer rolls with the fresh shrimp.
Wow.
Oh, good. Here comes our food. Here's our scallops and clam chowder.
My fat grams for the week.
It doesn't count when you're not paying for it. So, hey, we've missed you. I understand you were sick. That was one of the rumors.
One of the rumors. What else? What?
That you were having an affair with one of the partners. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's change the subject. Would you like to have dinner with me on Friday night? I guess that was kind of abrupt. I guess it's the lawyer in me. I'm used to billing by the hour. You just blurt out what's on your mind because the meter's running.
Don't you have a girlfriend? Didn't she go to Harvard? I kind of remember her. Every other word out of her mouth was a reference to her having gone to Harvard.
We broke up. It just wasn't working out. See, she didn't have much of a sense of humor. And as far as the Harvard stuff, well, I guess I just couldn't see spending my future with someone who referred to her period as the crimson tide. So, are we on for dinner?
Why not?
I was hoping for more enthusiastic response than that.
Yes, then.
Yes, she smiles. Let's have peach cobbler topped with ice cream. We're celebrating.
Now let's see. I was supposed to be on hiatus from romance. I thought I was through with love, but this Simon Stein over here, well, if anything, you have to give him credit for his persistence. Whoever thought that a walking Zagat restaurant guide could change my mind? Okay, Mr. Zagat, let's jam.
Speaking of jam, I know a wonderful restaurant that makes this great blueberry jam.
Okay, well, I adapted this scene from a book called In Her Shoes by Jennifer Weiner. Now I'm going to tell you how it ends. Simon and Rose get married and live happily ever after.
You didn't say anything on the way home. Are you all right?
You disrespect me.
What? What are you talking about?
You heard me. You disrespect me.
Disrespect you? I mean, how do I disrespect you?
I'm sitting right next to you at the restaurant, and as the waitress is taking your order, you run your eyes up and down her body, up and down as you change your order several times.
I did that? I don't even remember.
Well, do you remember the part where you said she had a great figure and then you fixated your eyes on her breasts? Do you remember that?
Well, I may have said that. If I did, I was just trying to compliment her, help her feel better about herself. What's wrong with that? Waitresses work long hours for very little money.
Say the bullshit. You disrespected me. And if you don't get it, then it's time for you to go back into therapy.
What? Look, just because I innocently conversed briefly with the waitress to make her feel better about herself, you're blowing things way out of proportion. I didn't mean anything by it. I apologize, and I won't do it again. Sweetie, forgive me, please. Forgive me.
Not tonight. Sofa.
What?
Mhm.
You can't mean that you're not going to let me sleep in our bed tonight. You
Mhm.
know I have a bad back, and you know what happened the last time you made me sleep on the sofa. I couldn't walk the next week.
Look, I remember all that, but evidently you don't. Sheets, blankets, pillows in the closet.
Baby,
No.
look, I messed up. I
Mhm.
screwed up. I do that sometimes. My bad. But please, don't make me sleep on the sofa. I'll do anything, anything.
Okay, make me breakfast in the morning and then tell me you love me over and over and over again and that you will never do that again.
Deal.
No, 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 no. I think you need to spend at least one night on that sofa.
You're mean. You're really mean. I didn't know that about you.
I know I am. But don't forget my breakfast in the morning because you don't want to spend a second night on that sofa.
She's really mean. Really mean.
The long wait. I've grown weary, longing and hoping for my turn. Every time the door opened, I held my breath and prayed, let it be me this time. But it was not to be. The door closed again. For the umpteenth time, I was not chosen. Should I give up hope? Winter has turned to spring, spring to summer. I am a summer's child. Yesterday, my sister, crammed in with me for all these years, was actually chosen. She came back beaming. She smelled different, intoxicated with her fragrance. The aroma of sunshine, wind, rain permeates our little room. Please say a prayer for me that I, a beautiful, silky cotton dress, will be chosen next. Please.
Three little words. When I was 16, I was not in love with Alan Crown. I was in like with Alan Crown, but there's a big difference. And that was back in the day before it was, love you, mean it. I didn't want to marry Alan, but I must admit, there were times when I gave it a fleeting thought, like when he'd pick up his shiny trumpet and play the music the way he did. They call it jazz, and that boy could play. It wasn't the music alone that had me crooning. It was the way he stood, the way he held his horn. And then he said to me, shall I play our song? Our song. Here we are, out of cigarettes, holding hands and yawning. Look how late it gets, just two sleepy people by dawn's early light. Too much in love to say goodnight. I'd say, oh yeah, do that. Play that now. And he would. See, that was the problem with Alan. He would do whatever I wanted him to do. And why couldn't he have just been more like, well, I don't know who like was because I hadn't met him yet. But then I did, and I married him. Fast forward. Some years later, I telephoned Alan. I could give any number of reasons for doing so, but
The one I like best is that I wanted to apologize for behaving the way I did when we were teenagers, and that I really was, after all, a good person. The truth? The truth, though, I was more curious, coupled with any number of reasons, but the one I like best is, as I say, I wanted to apologize for mistreating. How he was wonderful to me, and I didn't return the favor. And then he'd see that I was truly a good person after all. Know what I mean? Well, the truth, though, was more curiosity, coupled with a desire for maybe an innocent flirtation. After years of marriage, I probably wanted to know that somewhere out there in the ether, there was somebody named Alan who still loved me. Anyway, we went to lunch. I expected him to see me as finally a mature woman. I think I expected him to be grateful for my magnanimous show of repentance. I expected that I'd leave that lunch feeling pretty good. Instead, he listened very carefully, speaking not a word as I prattled on. And after a long silence, he said to me, "You should have told me that you loved me, even if you didn't. Every young boy like me needs to hear that from a girl like you at least once in his life."
Okay, all right. I mean, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. Just give me a chance. Jimmy wants me to sing that song for you that I wrote for my mom, the Duchess. She wasn't no real Duchess, of course, because we don't got no colored Duchesses. My best friend Prez named her that. Prez is Lester Young on the tenor sax. I call him Prez because to me, he's the president of all the sax players. Well, he called my mom the Duchess because he called me Lady Day. We just took a time for naming everybody. He named me, I named him, and he named her. Prez said, since I'm the lady, Mom's got to be the Duchess. Well, Mom just loved it. She never liked her real name anyway. Sadie Fagan. And me, Eleanor Fagan. Oh, no. So after Prez called her Duchess, then everybody called her Duchess. You call her Duchess, she light up like a Christmas tree. But then she came to expect it every damn time you speak to her. Finally, if you don't call her Duchess, she'd think you were some kind of damn fool trying to throw shade and disrespect her. See, everybody all up and down Harlem knew the Duchess. She ran an open house, an open kitchen for every damn down and out nobody. You didn't have to be anybody to be somebody to the Duchess. My mom was the queen and soul of generosity, except for my man, Sonny Monroe. Me and Sonny were down and just about going down for the count. And I asked her for help. And she'd tell me no. No. After all the help I gave her, opening her restaurant and all that, and she said no. Said she wouldn't help me, not as long as I was with Sonny. She wouldn't help me. We needed help in the worst way, anything. But the Duchess said no. She said Sonny was the only man she ever seen who was just evil and whose soul was blacker on the inside than he was on the outside. She said he was no good for nothing but greasing my runway to hell. Said the stuff he was on had stolen me, her baby Billy. Said my sweet soul was not my own, and she was right. The Duchess was always right. But she didn't know how sweet he was to me. Little Sonny, he was my first love and my worst love. He was just like a little boy, all scared and helpless, that's all. He didn't mean bad, not in his heart. So me and Sonny, we packed up our shit and moved the hell out of my mama's house. Me and Sonny Monroe. And I wrote her this song.
Them that's got shall get, them that's not shall lose. So the Bible says, and it still is news. Mama may have, Papa may have, but God bless the child that's got his own, that's got his own. Well, the strong get more, while the weak ones fade. Empty pockets don't ever make the grade, but Mama should have, and Papa should have, but God bless the child that's got his own, that's got his own.
That was for the Duchess. 'Cause I love her still, even if she is dead and told me no.
Before we begin, I'd like to remind you that everything we discuss here is confidential and
You
stays.
hear that, Tevye? No more sharing with the big guy upstairs.
As the good book says, he who allows God into every aspect of his marriage.
Oy, you can plot from such a man.
Sylvia, tell your wife how that makes you feel.
Golda, you're hurting my feelings.
And why should today be any different?
Hey, that's my line. You stole my line, straight from the dinner scene from before the Sabbath prayer.
Hold up, folks. Let's back up a little bit. Tuvia, tell your wife how that makes you feel.
Like you don't care about me. Golda, do you love me?
Do I what?
Do you love me?
Do I love him?
Yes, Golda, but turn around and face Tuvia. Speak directly to your husband.
Do I love you? With our daughters getting married and there's trouble in the town. You're upset, you're worn out. Go inside. Go lie down. Maybe it's indigestion.
See, that's so typical. Never answers my questions. If I had $1 for every time she was evasive, I'd be a rich man. Yada, 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 yada.
Again with the rich man? Money is the world's curse.
Tell him, Anna. Or do you prefer Miss Tevka?
Anna Tevia's just fine.
Anna Tevka, underfed, overworked, Anna Tevka.
Never mind that right now. I think we are getting closer to identifying the real problem.
That's right. For 25 years I've lived with him, fought with him, starved with him, even milked his cow. But I never dreamed we'd have to work out our problems with a professional right now.
Precisely. You never dream. That's the problem.
Oy, my prophetic Joseph, you big dreamer, you.
We don't name call in this room.
You think I haven't figured out how you get your own way, embellishing Fumasela to be some scary bully? She's the butcher's wife. She's 4'8". She can't even blow out a Shabbos candle. And you can just leave my grandmother's title out of things from now on. It's hard to believe our little Motel is getting married.
Oh, Moidel. Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset.
Swiftly go the years.
Golda, never forget that I am the master of the house, the head of the family. I get to have the final word. And I want to see Moidel's sewing machine whenever I want. And don't give me any of your after dinner, you'll faint shtick.
Uh-oh, control issues. Perhaps it's time to talk about a more equal division of power and labor. What do you do all day, Golda?
What? Ha! And who does Mama teach to mend and tend and fix so Papa's free to read the holy books?
Wow, that didn't even rhyme.
Look, let's cut through all this nonsense from the entire first act. The real problem comes when our third daughter marries a Gentile.
And now you won't even speak to our little birdie, our little Chavala. She's dead to you.
If I try and bend that far, I'll break.
On the other hand,
No, 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 there is no other hand.
okay. Clearly, we're at a stopping point now. And looking at the time, I think we're going to have to stop our session now.
Come on, Golda. Let's get out of here and go have a drink. I told you this psychobabble is for the birds. A bird could love a fish, but where would they build a home?
In a pet shop?
Oy, it was rhetorical.
Good night, folks. And think of me when you burst into song. To life, l'chaim, at Mordechai's Bar and Grill. Because my daughter just had a baby. I'm a grandma. Don't I get a mazel tov? Anyway, like I said, we have to end our session now. Oh, my next clients are coming in. A Fanny Bryce and a Nikki Arnstein. At least she's a funny girl.
Oh, hey, hi there. Well, you look gorgeous. You can never tell how recent some of these online pictures are. Some of them are really, real bow wows, but I definitely hit the jackpot.
You know, you're late.
Am I? Oh, gee, sorry. The damn computer battery was low and I couldn't find the cord. But you look great.
Thanks. And you look just like your pictures. And I appreciate the honesty.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm really, yeah, I'm honest. I'm in sales, so sometimes we stretch things a little bit, but no outright lying. Absolutely no, absolutely not. Is it warm in here? Are you warm?
No, and maybe you have COVID.
Oh, don't even say that. I just got over OCD before all this started. Look, did you get the wine I sent you?
Oh, yes. Huh. And thank you so much for sending my favorite wine. Not that I'm a wine connoisseur or anything, but I just love the beautiful label and it doesn't taste bad.
Well, here's to the start of
a relationship?
Yeah, well, that sounds
vague, huh?
Yeah, vague.
Oh, well, maybe it needs an adjective like
well, you know how us guys think. But if I'm being totally honest, how about an intimate?
Romantic?
Well, okay, I'll accept that. Here's to the start of a romantic relationship.
Oh, wait a minute. I can't drink to that. I don't feel I know you well enough. And to be totally honest, I'm not even sure I like you. Oh, that must be the dinner you ordered for me. I'll be right back. Oh. Oh, and it smells delicious. You ordered from Maestro's in Beverly Hills?
But of course.
Oh, wow. Sauteed scallops. Wow. Oh. And, oh, spicy mumbo salad. Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh, and lobster tails? Oh, lobster tails. What? And what is this? Decadent chocolate? Ah, I think I'm in love.
Well, alrighty then. Here's to the start of a romantic and hopefully intimate relationship.
I'll drink to that. Oh, by the way, did I tell you that I'm on the reality show, The Biggest Loser?
The Biggest Loser?
But I don't think cheating on my diet just this one time will hurt. Do you? Bon appetit.
The flock of sheep. As the sun's droopy eye dips in the distance, he lets the border collie out to do his job. His sheep have wandered a little too far from the pen, more curious than usual, and the flock must be herded into some semblance of order. The dog nods in agreement and scampers ahead, gathering the bleating crowd from their large, quiet pastures. The broad terrain in the distance peers back at them, its flat face wild and untamed. But to them, it holds little interest. The sheep scramble at first, but soon are silent and comply, the dog barking his commands to keep them in line. They are comfortable in their sameness and rarely complain, preferring to play follow the leader, quietly collecting themselves into a spongy mass. They are doing what they've always done, listening to what the dog tells them to do and following command. They don't ask if this is what's best for them, for they are well fed, eating the same thing, every day sheltered from the angry rains and shorn neatly into large cotton clouds. It all seems quite safe. Gradually, they are funneled back into the pen where the gate is locked. They are fattened, as it must be a special day for them, like some sort of holiday, all so plump and pretty, full with content. They will sleep well tonight. For little do they know that tomorrow the blade will gleam brightly as they are led to slaughter.
Hi, honey.
Marty, flowers, thank you. They're beautiful.
You're welcome. I just wanted you to know how much you mean to me.
Aw, guess that's why I love you.
I love you too, Sarah. I can't wait till we take that trip to California together.
Me too. Thinking about that trip is the only thing keeping me sane during these depressing times.
I know. Listen, I was talking to the kids earlier. They're going ahead with plans for Abraham's 10th birthday party after all.
How can they? Their apartment is way too small to hold that many people, and there's the virus.
No. They're not going to have it at their apartment. They have friends who have a big house. The party's going to be held there. Big backyard, lots of room for social distancing, plenty of space inside and out. It's going to be great.
Well, when are they thinking of having the party?
This Saturday at 1 p.m. The kids asked us to get there early to help them set up.
Morty, honey, I don't think we should even go. Not only are we high risk because of our age, but also my asthma. There are so many new cases every day now. No, it's not a good time to venture out.
Sarah, I could understand your concern if the party were going to be held in their little apartment, but this is going to be at a big house. We can't let the little guy down. He's already asked his dad if Grandma and Grandpa are going to be there.
I don't want to disappoint him either, but I just don't think it's a good time for us to be at a party right now.
Sweetheart, we have been cooped up for the last 8 months. I could understand if this was going to be at an apartment, but this is going to be a small gathering, a safe party. And because we're getting there early, we'll have plenty of chance to find an area where we can social distance. It'll be fun, honey. We can do this.
Well, if you promise we will socially distance and we have to wear our masks the whole time.
Of course, yes.
But I'm still not comfortable about going. I'll go only if we take extra precautions the entire time.
Yes, we will. Don't worry. Scout's honor. That was a great birthday party. I don't know why you were in such a hurry to leave. We were there barely 3 hours.
That was a nice party, but I was uncomfortable the whole time. There were over 50 people there, Morty, and hardly anybody was wearing a mask. You promised we would socially distance, but there were so many people there. Everybody was practically right on top of each other. We would have left earlier if I'd had my way.
Okay. Well, thank you for at least letting me take a bite of the birthday cake before dragging me off. That was embarrassing.
Well, I don't care. You didn't even wear your mask the whole time like you promised. I think you should go quarantine in the spare bedroom.
Come on, Sarah, let's not argue. It's over. The party was nice and... Okay, look. Tell you what. Why don't we go through the tourist brochures of California that I picked up? We can leisurely plan our trip to California, stay as long as we want to stay, stop wherever we want to stop. California, here we come. Are you still mad, baby? Come on. Don't be mad.
Oh, Morty, I can never stay mad at you long. It's very aggravating.
Hey, how about you and me? You know what I mean?
Oh, Morty, after all these years, you still make me blush.
You are just as beautiful as the first day I met you.
Liar.
No, I mean it. Come on. The mood is light and the moment is right.
Oh, my Morty the poet. How can I resist?
You can't.
Hi, honey.
Hey, sleepyhead. You stayed in bed late today. How about I make you some breakfast?
I'm not hungry. Actually, I don't feel very well. got this terrible headache. I hardly got any sleep last night.
You're probably just tired. I'll tell you what. Let me make you some chicken soup. Jewish penicillin. You'll feel better in no time.
I'm not hungry. Make some for yourself. You know, I feel kind of hot. I'm gonna take my temperature.
Probably just a touch of the flu, honey. You'll be fine.
Oh my God, it's 102, Morty. I'm scared. I want you to take me to the hospital so I can get tested for the virus right now.
Sweetheart, calm down. Of course I'll take you to the hospital, but I think you're overreacting here. I'm sure it's just the cold or the flu. You'll be fine.
Morty, please.
Okay. Look, I'll go get the car ready and we'll leave, okay? Hi, honey. It's Morty. How you feeling?
I'm so tired and I'm having a hard time breathing.
Sorry to hear that. Listen, I talked to the doctor earlier. They think it's best if they keep you there for a little while. But she assured me you're going to get the best care possible. Don't worry, you're going to get better soon.
I know. Morty, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm okay. Don't worry about me. I just want you to get healthy. I'm going to self-quarantine for 10 days and then I'm going to get tested. And if I test negative, I'm going to come and see you. In the meantime, I'm going to call you every single day until I can visit. Rest up, sweetheart. I love you.
I love you too.
Hi, Dr. Shapiro. This is Mordecai Rubenstein calling. My wife, Sarah, is in the hospital COVID unit. Yes. I just wanted to let you know that I completed my 10-day self-quarantine and I tested negative. I'd like to come see my wife today. You were trying to reach me? The virus has spread into her lungs and she's been placed on oxygen? I see. I know she's been having trouble breathing lately. What do you mean you've done all you can for her? You're sorry? Dr. Shapiro, this must be some kind of mistake. Oh my God, I just can't believe this. All the more reason for me to come visit my wife. I'm coming to the hospital right now. What do you mean I can't see her? No. Don't give me that bullshit. I know that in New York City, one immediate family member is allowed to visit a patient in the hospital COVID unit. I demand to visit my wife. Please just make the necessary arrangements. I'm on my way now. Hi, honey.
Marty, is that you?
Yes, sweetie, it's me.
How did you get in here?
It doesn't matter how I got here. The important thing is I promised you I'd be here and I'm here. Abraham and the kids wanted me to say hi to you and tell you that they miss you and love you.
I love him too. Morty, it's so hard to breathe today.
Sarah, I am so sorry. This is all my fault. I never should have made you go to that party. I don't know what I was thinking. Please forgive me, please.
Morty, nothing to forgive. I love you. Tell me about California.
I've been mapping out the whole trip. Once you're out of here, We're going to California. Hey, I wrote one of those short poems that you like so much. Sarah, once the doctor gives you the A-OK, we're out of here and on our way. The first place we're going to go is in Southern California, beautiful Pasadena. You know, the side of the Rose Parade that you watch on TV every New Year's Day. The place with the beautiful palm trees and sunshine and blue skies. Then we're going to go to Hollywood and take a grand tour of all the movie star homes. Won't that be great? Sarah? Sarah? Sarah!
Beautiful weather we're having. I say, beautiful weather.
Oh, sorry, did you say something?
Well, I was commenting on the lovely weather we're having.
Oh, yeah. No.
Oh, hi, my name's John. What, do you know me? I don't think we've met. What have you heard? I can explain.
You know, that poor homeless man. I think he's having a heart attack.
Huh? Oh, yes, but it could just be heartburn. The symptoms are the same, you know. Once
I think he's trying to say something. I can't make it out.
Looks like, yes, I think he's saying help. By the way, I was a medic in the Marines, you know.
You know, I can't believe nobody is stopping to help him. People are totally ignoring him.
Well, COVID and all, you can hardly blame people. I myself have tested negative 13 times.
Oh my God, that boy just jumped over him. Hey, you moron, that could be your grandfather. Oh, lady, stop. That man needs help. Oh, did you see that? Did you see that?
Yes, that's why I don't yell at strangers in an excited voice. However, you look ravishing when you're angry.
Oh, here's to you, lady. Here's twice to you, you bitch.
My God, your passion is stimulating. I don't think I can.
You know, he's not moving. Oh my God, I think he's dead.
No. His foot is still twitching. As I was saying.
You know, this is ridiculous. I am losing all hope in mankind. Why don't you go over there, check his pulse? I will call 911.
What? Me?
Are you seriously not going to help? You, a former Marine? Oh, and here I thought, you and I.
Well, here I go to save the day. Are you coming?
Well, yes, as soon as I call.
Hey, buddy, I really want to ask this lady out. So can you give me a break? She's kind of hot, you know, and I really need a date. I haven't had a date in, well, a long time. Although it's probably been longer for you, huh? No offense, buddy, but a shower might help.
Hey, the ambulance is coming. It's on its way, and my bus is coming.
What?
My bus is coming. It was nice meeting you.
Hey, wait. Oh, what's your name? What's your number?
I use your phone, I better check on the kids. No telling what development they've gotten into. Everything's going to turn out fine. You'll see. Hello, Cheryl? Cheryl, dear, this is Mommy. Mommy, your mother. Child needs a hearing aid. What's that, dear? Vern and Jules threw a rock at you? Well, throw him back to him, honey. Show him who's the boss. Cheryl, sweetheart, put Grandma on the phone. Sounds like they're running her ragged. Hello, little Roger, is that you? I don't want to talk to you right now, Pumpkin. I want to talk to Grandma, because I want to talk to Grandma. Yes, Grandma does have baggy elbows. Now, let me talk to her. What's that? Honey, of course Mama loves you. I love you all the same. Do I love you more than who? Fred Flintstone? Yes. More than Paul Newman? No. But Fred Flintstone, yes. It's a grown-up joke, honey. Now, put Grandma on. She's what? Tied up? You untie her, you hear me? You want a licking? Then you untie her right now. Marion, that's you? Ah, they were playing. Oh, good. I thought they had you tied up for real. How they doing? Yes, I agree. There's too much violence on TV. Yes, I'll pick them up at 5. No, I won't be late. You have my solemn word. Goodbye. What's that, little Roger? Yes, it's nice to hear your voice again, too. You're playing what? Sniper? Vernon Jr. has climbed up a tree in the backyard and he has a brick. Well, little Roger, listen and listen carefully. Under no circumstances go under that tree. He's gonna drop that brick on your head, sweetheart. So don't go under the tree. That's what he wants. Okay. Yabba yabba do to you too. He'll walk right under that tree. That child has no more sense than God gave a screwdriver.
Say, don't I know you? Aren't you that lady? The one, oh yeah. Aren't you Marilyn Monroe? Shh. Don't you want to know my name? It's fettuccine and Alfredo.
Al dente.
How did you know my dentist's name was Al? Great guy. He fixed my bridges, so now I can eat Ruffles with ridges. Hey, what's a beautiful dame like you doing sitting alone in a bar?
I'm drowning my sorrows in whiskey, and I have so many. First, I sang Happy Birthday, Mr. President, and Jack, he never called me back. And Bobby, he found a new hobby.
Hey, you're a poet, and don't I know it?
And then when they took that photo of me with the wind blowing up my skirt, It was on a Sunday, and they don't make day of the week undies on Sundays. They all saw my Nana.
They did? Doesn't she live in New York?
Hey, you're not mafioso or anything.
No, I am a brain surgeon. In fact, I am off to do a surgery. You got the cerebrum, the cerebellum, the antebellum, and I forgot the last one. I'll remember it when I see it.
Hey, can I give you a ride?
Oh no, you've had way too much to drink.
In the bag. You know how when most people board a plane, they take their seats, they fasten their seatbelt, and then they wait for the flight attendant to give them instructions in case they need it. Not me. The first thing I do when I get on a plane is I locate the barf bag, because there's a better than 50-50 chance that before that plane lands, I'm going to need it. Now, call me romantic, call me sentimental, but whenever I think of a barf bag, I think of my ex-husband. There was a man who knew me well. He'd been on any number of flights with me, any number of planes, trains, boats. He always knew what to do. See, because I get queasy. I get sick. I puke. I recall specifically one such flight from Puerto Rico to New Orleans. We weren't very long in the air before I started feeling queasy, and Jerry noticed that. So the well-trained Jerry did what he always does. He leaned forward, found the barf bag, shook it, put his hand in it, and waited for me. But this time it was different, because all I could see was Jerry leaning forward, and then silence. Oh, I didn't hear the sound of plastic Lang bag or anything. After a moment or two of this silence, I became curious. So my curiosity was accompanied by more nausea. I opened my eyes just a slit, turning to see what he was doing. And that's when I saw his face, blanched and frozen. What's the matter? I mumbled. When I received no answer, I asked him again. No answer. And then finally, he forced these syllables. It's used. The bag has already been used. And that's when the stewardess announced, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign and asked that because of heavy turbulence, everyone remain seated until we come to a complete stop. We estimate that to be about 20 minutes. And there sat my Jerry, stoically holding back his own nausea until we came in for a complete landing. And my own nausea, perversely, and at Jerry's expense, I chortled until we touched down.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Chris. You don't look so,
Oh, so bad. Oh,
not as bad as you imagined I would.
well, thanks for trying, but I know how I look. This is how I look when I'm sober. It's enough to make a person want to drink, wouldn't you say? Joe, I haven't had a drink in 2 days.
Well, that's wonderful.
It wasn't easy, but I wanted to talk to you, so I thought I would deserve it, at least a little, sort of a penance, you might say.
You'd be surprised how much fun you could have when sober, when you get the hang of it.
And you've got the hang of it, Joe?
Think so. Believe me, it's the greatest.
Joe, wouldn't it be wonderful just to start over again? Just erase everything in between and start over? Like getting excited about a chocolate bar? Joe, I want to come home. I know what you're thinking. There have been a lot going on, a lot of detours, plenty of them. But they meant nothing to me. They were nothing. I never gave anything of myself to them. They had no identity. I just thought they would help me from being so lonely. But love is the only thing that keeps you from being lonely. I know that now. I didn't have that, Joe.
Chris, our little daughter's asleep in there, and she would love to wake up and find you here if you just say the right words.
The right words? I don't know if I have the right words. That's why it took me so long to get here. You see, the world looks so dirty to me when I'm not drinking. Do you remember Fisherman's Wharf? And you look at the water up close? That's how the world looks to me when I'm not drinking. I don't think I could ever stop completely, not like you.
You could.
Oh, if I really wanted to, but I don't. I know that now. I want things to look prettier than they are. But it would be okay. I could be all right. You could help me. If only we were back together, things were the way they were, and I wasn't so nervous. I just need to be loved. And I get so lonely from not being loved, I can hardly stand it.
I love you, but I'm afraid of you. I'm an alcoholic. I can't take a drink. I'm afraid what we'd do if you just say you'd try.
I can't face the idea of never having another drink.
Just one day at a time.
I can't. I can't. I can't.
Doesn't it impress you that I've been sober for almost a year and I'm happy? I'm working steady. I feel great. Debbie and I have a decent place to live in again, all because I'm sober.
It's lovely. There's plenty of room. You're strong, Joe. I know you could help me if we just had it back the way it was.
Back like, do you remember how it really was? You and me and booze, a threesome. Do you remember? Not that it wasn't great. We can have that back again if I drink with you, but I'm not going to drink with you. That's finished.
I wouldn't ask you to drink with me. I'd control myself.
You can't control yourself. You're an alcoholic the same as I am. You and I were a couple of drunks in a sea of booze, and the boat sank. I got a hold of something that kept me from going under, and I'm not letting go. Not for you, not for anyone. If you want to grab on, but there's only room for you and me, no threesome.
I can't get over how dirty everything looks.
Try it one more day.
Why?
For her, come look at her.
Oh, I can't. I can't. You better give up on me, Joe.
Not yet. I love you too much to give up on you.
Thanks, but I've got to go. Bye, Joe.
Goodbye, Chris.
So why haven't you returned any of my emails or calls?
Jake, come on. This is just too weird. We have to just never do what we did ever again. You're an adulterer, and I'm an awful person, basically. I haven't slept in days. We have to just never do what we did ever again. What we did was wrong on so many levels.
And it was right on a couple of levels too. Admit it.
No, it wasn't. On no levels was it right.
Well, you can't deny that we enjoyed each other's company. Dancing, after dancing. Oh, come on. You and I haven't had fun like that in 100 years.
Yes, because we're not supposed to have fun like that. We're divorced. What are you, unhappy at home? Does she not understand you? What, did you just want to know what it was like to be with someone my age? What is this?
Jamie, you can't say that I don't think about you. I think about you a lot. And no, things aren't perfect at home. I mean, look at me. I've got 3 grown kids and I'm going to kindergarten interviews. I'm a walking cliche. And I just can't stop thinking about what happened in New York. Fate brought us together once, maybe it happened again. And I know, you have moved on with your life, I get it. But you can't deny that something real and honest happened that night. Can't we just go with it? See where it takes us? No one's got to know.
Wow.
Oh, you were so great. So loose and sexy. Oh. I mean, how often you get to be like that? I mean, you can build the perfect restaurant, design the greatest kitchen. But how about having someone hold you in the middle of the night?
Not high on my list these days.
Oh, well, what about someone who has known you since you were 2 or 3 and has loved you for most of your life?
Oh, man. I forgot what a good lawyer you are.
Give this a shot, Janie. Life is short and it's tough. Don't discount what we have together. Remember what they say. People who live in nursing homes, who have plants, live longer than the people who don't have plants.
So you're saying this is a healthy choice for me?
Oh, honey, you know it is.